Good afternoon. I'm with MSD. For the sake of the bio-industry development, I believe that you are working very hard today. Today we are going to share our vision of MSD. I'm glad to have this chance. Seoul City and KHIDI and Seoul Bio Hub, thank you for inviting me or inviting us to be here today. Merck Shop's local branch is MSD, and MSD try to help the people to live a better life by developing new ideas, new medicines. And we continue to make investment in R&D. And before we begin, we'd like to introduce our company, what kind of R&D we are involved in, and what products that we have developed, and what contributions that we made to the humankind. And would you please share our video clip with you?
We try to remember that medicine is for the patient. We try never to forget that medicine is for the people. It is not only for the profit. The profits follow. And if we have remembered that, they have never failed to appear.
Working with the startups, Korea MSD is working to develop or come up with new medicines. And we have a global innovation partnership. It's the team created by the global team. And today we are going to invite two speakers from the headquarters of Global, and they will share our ideas on partners. And also we are going to share our cases with you. And first speaker is from the Global Innovation or Partnership, and Joseph Diab will be making the first presentation.
On behalf of the team at MSD, we would like to thank you for this invite to share with you our perspective on how global partnerships is a fundamental driver for innovation in healthcare. Hello, my name is Yusuf Diab. and I work in the Global Partnership and Innovation team at MSD. And I'm joined today by my colleague, Philbauer, also from the Global Partnership and Innovation team. And while we focus on different therapeutic areas, we are both thrilled to have been asked by the Korea Health Industry Development Institute to speak today at this conference, focusing on digital transformation and innovation in the healthcare industry. As we've all heard over the past few days, healthcare is on the precipice of change, and that is driven mainly by data and technology. One of the reports actually estimated that 90% of the world data was generated in the last 2 years, and 30% of that data is in healthcare. And this is changing the expectations of our patients and our stakeholders around how care is delivered now and in the future. In the last 2 days, we heard many topics from across the industry on some of the exciting innovations in the biomedical field. We also learned how digital transformations are now a lever for any growth strategy. So I think we all agree by now, it's never been a more important time to be looking at digital health. And that is what our team does. The Global Partnership and Innovation team focuses on digital transformation and innovation through the lens of commercial partnerships around our molecules and around our pills. Before I delve any further, I would like to point you to our forward-looking statement. In today's session, we're looking to share our approach to novel and disruptive commercial and partnership models at MSD. Then Till will take you on a deep dive into some of the partnerships we're currently working on. Finally, we'll end with closing remarks from our moderators. They say, by looking at the past, can predict the future. So it is not a surprise that for over 100 years, MSD has been inventing to solve some of the greatest challenges to people's health and well-being around the world, with 74,000 employees driving towards one ultimate goal: to save and improve lives. Which is why our vision and mission clearly calls out the company's dedication to providing leading innovations and solutions for today and the future. We are committed to discover, develop, and provide innovative products and services that save and improve lives around the world. And it is this that drove me, a biochemist by training, to join MSD, and have been with the company for more than 12 years working on achieving those goals. In MSD, we have key areas of focus, starting with oncology. In oncology, we're working to invent a world where cancer isn't just treated, but cured. And this is evident by the sheer number of clinical trials in cancers that our products are being studied in. In vaccines, our work focuses on making certain diseases think of the past, and we are helping to prevent 30+ infectious diseases worldwide. In hospital, specialty, and chronic care, we're innovating for patients with the hope of creating a better future. We have 35 years committed to research to help combat the challenges of the HIV epidemic, and we have 40+ investigator-initiated antimicrobial stewardship programs funded across the globe. So now that you know what drives us as an organization to innovate, let me walk you through some examples on how MSD has been supporting innovation. At a corporate level, we created the Global Health Innovation Fund, also known as GHI. GHI is evolving corporate healthcare venture capital by utilizing their healthcare ecosystem strategy. And their strategy focuses on investing globally in platform companies with proven technologies or business models where MSD's expertise can accelerate revenue growth and enhance value creation with a typical investment size of $5 to $7 million. GHI also works on connecting innovative companies with complementary technologies to develop integrated healthcare solutions. They also work on leveraging the vast R&D-based global resources that our company has to offer. Now, the GHI fund typically invests in 5 areas with a focus on therapeutic areas aligned with MSD's strength in oncology, CNS, immunology, and virology. I'll walk you through those 5 areas in some detail, starting with the first area, which is therapy planning. Therapy planning involves ensuring delivery of the right treatment to the right patient at the right time. What we mean by that is essentially companies that are looking at utilizing diagnostic and patient profiling solutions to identify undiagnosed patients and help stratify them. It also looks at companies and startups that are providing clinical decision support and care planning solutions, enabling providers with expertise and precise relevant content, helping them make sense of the data and provide individualized treatment recommendations. One company that GHI invested in and falls within this specific area is Path AI. Path AI is a company that is developing technology that assists pathologists in making rapid and accurate diagnosis for every patient, every time. Their technology promises to better diagnose and treat some of today's most challenging diseases. The second area of focus for GHI is care management. And care management involves ensuring improved outcomes, lower costs, and improved patient satisfaction. So essentially what we're looking for in this specific area are companies and startups that are working on improving care coordination by making care plans understandable and manageable, as well as linking clinical data with behavioral data and creating contextual feedback loop. We're also looking under this specific area towards companies and startups that are providing patient education and engagement solutions to enable providers and patients to jointly achieve desired outcomes, as well as companies that are utilizing population health and monitoring solutions to identify care gaps and improve quality of care while eliminating unnecessary costs. And another example of a company that GHI invested in that fits this profile is WellDoc. WellDoc is the first FDA-cleared healthcare intervention solution that has proven to reduce A1C levels for patients living with type 2 diabetes. The third area of focus for GHI is health analytics and AI. And this involves enabling better care by transforming big data into real-world evidence through advanced analytics and self-learning platforms. It also includes companies and startups that are looking at providing data interoperability, accessibility, and security to enable effective delivery of outcomes. The fourth area of focus for GHI is e-clinical trials. E-clinical trials involves improving site selection and trial subject recruitment by leveraging advances in analytics and social engagement platforms. It also involves companies and startups that are improving protocol adherence, helping patients engage with the system before, during, and after studies through advances in mobile platforms and remote monitoring technologies. The last area of focus for GHI is enabling technologies. And particularly this involves innovative technologies and solutions with the potential to transform biopharmaceutical operations, including solutions for clinical operations, regulatory, pharmacovigilance, supply chain, enterprise architecture, sales, and marketing. Also, selective early-stage investments in next horizon technologies that have the potential to fundamentally disrupt scale economies of biopharmaceutical operation. Ciox is one of those companies that GHI has invested in that's working on enabling health information management, and it's working to achieve operational improvements, optimize revenue, and drive toward better patient outcomes. I hope that gave you a good understanding on some of the areas that our Global Health Innovation Fund has been supporting. And now I'll transition to describe a different type of fund that MSD is also supporting, and that's the Impact Investment Fund at MSD. Impact Investment is a program that was recognized by the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs as part of the Social Development Goals Good Practices Initiative at the UN High-Level Political Forum. Impact investing is one of our core approaches to advancing sustainable global health systems. Through impact investing, we're able to deploy financial resources in ways that may generate not only improved access to healthcare for underserved populations, but also financial returns and commercial opportunities, all while growing a sustainable global health ecosystem and attracting additional capital and partners. In our impact investing portfolio, we seek to address 5 complementary facets of a sustainable and resilient global health ecosystem. And those are physical infrastructure, financial inclusion, digital and diagnostic solutions, pharmaceutical and vaccine R&D, and emergency response. What you see on the right of the slide is a snapshot of some of the funds that we are involved in. And I'll share with you a couple, starting with the Evercare Fund. The Evercare Fund supports hospitals, diagnostic centers, and other facilities in high-growth countries in Africa and Asia, providing health services to patients who lack adequate health care. On the other hand, Global Health Investment Fund supports the development of innovative medicines and other health interventions for patients in low and middle income countries. One Korean company is actually part of that portfolio and goes by the name of Access Bio. Access Bio, for those who do not know, is dedicated to the prevention and early diagnosis of infectious diseases through research, development, and manufacturing of in vitro rapid diagnostic tests, biosensor, and molecular diagnostic products. Leapfrog is also another prominent fund that we have supported, and Leapfrog is investing in innovative businesses, providing financial services and healthcare services and products to low and middle income consumers in high growth emerging markets, including Asia. So while we are active in the corporate and impact investment front, we are dedicated and determined to drive innovation along the commercial value chain as well. And this is where my team comes in. The Global Partnership and Innovation team supports MSD in saving and improving lives around the world. And we do that first by identifying and establishing high value add commercial strategic partnerships that benefit patients, healthcare systems, our partners, and MSD. Second, we do that by leveraging the best of both our company and external partners to closing gaps in care for patients and healthcare systems at pace and at scale. And it's through commercial partnerships that we can ensure the broadest and best possible patient access for our medicines. We know we have the therapeutics to get patients to a great outcome, but we do not have the technology nor the patient experience to help navigate a patient to that outcome. This is why we believe partnering with companies to do this is where the industry has to go. And this quote comes directly from our Senior Vice President for Global Marketing and Human Health, Arpa Garai. So if anything, this reflects that we are firm believers that commercial partnerships can and will provide us with the solutions for the gaps in care that we're seeing today. And the need for these types of partnerships should not be taken lightly. I personally had witnessed that when a relative of mine was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. He was diagnosed late. It was there and then that I saw the magnitude of the fragmentation of the delivery of care and how much work all the players need to do to support patients better understand and manage the disease. This is actually one of the reasons why I decided to join the global partnership team and seek areas to improve care. So in realizing commercial partnerships, we create new and better journeys to care. We enhance experiences that patients have, and we basically benefit the healthcare systems as well as our partners that are involved. If anything, this tells you how and where we operate. As a global partnership and innovation team, we essentially operate at the intersect between biology and technology. What that means is that for us, those journeys and experiences fall in a number of areas across the commercial value chain, and it is within those areas and categories is where we're looking for opportunities to collaborate and partner on. And I will summarize those categories in 5 different buckets. The first bucket is access and affordability. The second one is around patient education. The third is around enabling an ecosystem to enhance provider decision support. The fourth bucket is around treatment delivery. And the fifth bucket is around treatment monitoring. All of those different touch points are areas where our team seeks to build innovative strategic partnerships within. Now, before I share what are some of the priority areas within those categories, I always feel it is important for us to clarify what we mean when we talk about partnerships, because many people define partnerships in different ways. And for us, partnerships differ to a vendor relationship. So we've defined the what, the why, and how of partnerships quite clearly. Let's start with the what. Partnerships are typically considered a collaboration between 2 or more organizations to solve a complex problem statement by developing or launching a newly externally facing solution or value proposition. A partnership typically involves a shared contribution, risk, and reward that yields a competitive advantage to all partners. Now, this differs to a vendor relationship, which is transactional by nature, and it's transactional between a purchasing organization and a vendor for a specific service that's already available on the market and ready to use. In addition to that, vendor relationships are usually done for a specific period of time and conform to standard terms and conditions. Moving on to the why, a partnership usually looks to solve a problem with complementary capabilities and expertise, and a co-creation effort is usually expected. This means there could be uncertainty around the end result, the features of the healthcare product or service, and the timing and the commercial model. In addition to that, partnerships differ from a vendor relationship simply because a vendor relationship typically addresses a need for an existing predefined product or service, for example, a diagnostic tool or subscription to an established web platform. Finally, let's look at the how. Partners usually provide access to their assets and resources in varying degrees while retaining ownerships. Partnerships are usually tailored commercial models and include flexible business relationships based on mutual trust. Whereas in the case of the vendors and the vendor relationships, those are usually transactional by nature. And that means that there's usually a transactional exchange of a fee in return for a product or service rendered. And the selection process for the vendors usually takes place through a traditional bidding process, and business relationships are usually defined by that transaction. So in short, a partnership is a collaboration, not a transaction. It's a co-creation, not a predefined product or service. And it's a flexible relationship around a tailored model, not a business exchange. Now that we've shared our definition around partnerships and described a bit on where we play, we wanted to share with you what do we bring to the table as partners ourselves. So what's our value proposition? Well, let me start off by saying that what we bring to the table is global reach and executive sponsorship, which means we can accelerate innovation at scale. We're also open and willing to invest, experiment, and collaborate in innovative commercial and partnership models that reflect the novel and disruptive nature of emerging business models and technologies over strategic time horizons. We can also leverage our strong brand and market-leading positions in hospital, specialty, oncology, and vaccines to support scientific and commercial innovation in healthcare. We can also leverage insights from our strong relationship with key players, providers, key opinion leaders, payers, and regulators, which means we can identify scaling opportunities for novel propositions and technologies. And we bring our strong sense of ethics and integrity and our commitment to saving and improving lives, always remembering that medicine is for the people. So how do we go around in identifying the biggest priority needs across our different therapeutic areas? We do that by working closely hand in hand with our global franchise and brand teams in order to understand some of the healthcare's most pressing challenges or opportunities across those respective therapeutic areas. In oncology, we have a number of priority areas that we're looking to collaborate with external partners on, starting with better identifying patients who can benefit most from therapy. What that means is that we're looking to partner with organizations that can help in accelerating and scaling technologies to enable patient detection, including at earlier stages of the disease. The second opportunity in oncology looks at optimizing patient treatment. And what that means is looking at opportunities and concepts that can help accelerate and personalize treatment selection. Advancing new solutions and technologies to improve customer experience is the third opportunity that we're currently assessing and exploring. And underneath that comes opportunities to collaborate with companies that are innovating in the remote patient monitoring space, or even looking at companies that are involved in site of care and care delivery shifts. We also are focused as well in enabling broadening patient access for oncology patients globally. In vaccines, we're working on improving vaccine confidence. And what we mean by that is looking for opportunities to partner with companies that can help us ensure product integrity, addressing counterfeit and supply chain security, and also thinking about ways to promote science-based education and resilient health systems. We're also interested in activating consumers to vaccinate, and that involves helping the ecosystem in raising awareness among adults around the need of vaccinations, also increasing convenience, which is points of vaccination and behavioral support, and helping in increasing completion rates and setting up reminder and recall systems that can support that. Under vaccines as well, we have optimized delivery models as a key area of focus, whether it is for the end user, the consumer or the patient, or for the systems. We're constantly looking at different ways to deliver and store our vaccination to ensure optimized delivery models are taking place. As well, the fourth component under vaccines is expanding affordability and access globally for governments and consumers. With that, let me transition to the third and last area that we are looking to partner on, and that's pharma. Under pharma, we have streamlined care, and that involves enabling patients to understand their symptoms and self-present. Also, this involves looking at working with companies that can educate physicians and equip them with the information and tools that they need. Also looking at getting patients the medications they need faster and directly to them. In addition to streamlined care, we're looking also at avenues to help encourage adherence. What that means is, again, looking at the ecosystem and thinking through how can we strategically partner with those companies to help monitor and demonstrate patient progress to encourage persistence across the globe. And the last two key areas of focus under pharma are optimizing treatment selection and then ensuring safe and global access. So I hope this gave you a broad appreciation of some of the priority areas and business challenges that we're trying to partner with in order to help improve patient experiences globally. That is why we believe our work in innovative commercial partnerships is really making a difference to patient outcomes. And through strategic partnerships, we can really co-create the solutions for today and for tomorrow. And this is where I'll hand it over to my colleague, Till, who will take you on a deep dive into some of the success stories that the Global Partnership and Innovation team has been driving. With that, I want to thank you for your time, and I look forward to connect with you at a later point. Have a good day.
네, 유세프 디암님께서는
Thank you so much. Yusef Diam shared his idea on the innovation and partnership with the external stakeholders. They want to launch some project on the specific areas, and thank you for your presentation. And let me invite the second speaker, Philbauer. He is a director of pharmaceutical innovation as well, partnership innovation, and he is going to share case studies with us.
Hello, I'm Philbauer, and I'm a member of the Global Partnerships and Innovation team at MSD. Thank you for inviting us along today. We are very excited to be here as a speaker. I'm delighted to provide a deep dive on 2 commercial partnerships based on 2 selected case studies. Leveraging AI-enabled solutions is an essential component of these partnerships. One partnership focused on oncology, the other one on chronic health. The names of the partners cannot be mentioned at that stage, as these partnerships are not communicated yet externally. Let's have a common look on the oncology example. MSD is exploring dynamic remote patient monitoring solutions for oncology patients already for a while. The COVID-19 pandemic accelerated the importance of remote care solutions even more. Cancer patients can experience adverse events which make their treatment journey even tougher and can lead to discontinuing therapy or missing appointments. Overall, this results in less time on therapy and worse outcome. Question is, how can we improve therapy duration, patient quality of life, and outcomes by predicting symptoms prior to onset, with a positive impact on healthcare resource utilization as well? We have partnered with an innovative tech company to develop an AI-enabled symptom management solution for lung cancer patients undergoing immunotherapy. Within the partner selection process, we have more than 400 companies screened. The partner selection decision was based on its regional presence, oncology focus, and AI expertise. Our focus is to implement validation, real-world evidence studies to better understand the impact, outcome, and related monitoring solutions. In parallel, we are exploring commercial models and how to scale them across tumor types and markets. We already signed a master service agreement with our innovative partner company, ready to start our pilot study. External communication will come soon. Let's have a common look. What is our motivation to enter these kinds of partnerships? It's about creating long-term patient, commercial, and policy advantages and to enable new learning. We want to make dynamic remote patient monitoring accessible and enable an accelerated adoption of these innovative solutions. We strongly believe in their impact and outcome. We want to obtain relevant real-world evidence to support our market access and reimbursement activities. We want to be perceived as a thought leader in the local healthcare ecosystem, as a true and a reliable partner to drive novel digital health innovation solutions together. We want to explore a range of engagement and commercial models around digital health solutions. This varies from market to market. In the end, we want to learn how to effectively partner with technology companies and how to best execute digital health innovation projects in the most suitable manner. Let's have a common look from a patient perspective. The current state, which is illustrated at the top, describes the situation for a patient. Let's assume her name is Claudia. Claudia is just diagnosed with lung cancer. Only limited experience is available to start the journey. The interaction of Claudia and her physician is infrequently, only addressing concerns when Claudia raises them in the visit. She could be overwhelmed by challenges with her new therapy and managing her comorbidities. She decided to continue her therapy. The future state scenario assumes an AI-enabled remote monitoring process. In that scenario, respective devices and solutions are given to Claudia. Claudia's quality of life is holistically captured through her inputs, device captured data, consumer data, and her electronic records. AI continues to monitor Claudia and raises risk as necessary to her and her HCP with suggested mitigation strategy. Empowered by insights from AI, Claudia manages her response on an ongoing basis. Her outcome is captured live. Wouldn't this be great to have this future state already today? So let's have a common look how this future state scenario is already embraced by evidence already out today. The evidence supporting the use of digital health solution in oncology is compelling, in particular for remote patient monitoring. Examples are mentioned from publications in the Journal of American Medical Association, Harvard Business Review, or the Journal of Clinical Cancer Informatics. In all the mentioned studies, the positive impact of digital-enabled proactive care solutions could be shown, ranging from an impact on overall survival, acute care cases, and a better care interaction. Question is now how we want to drive dynamic patient monitoring solutions to the next level. As a science company, real-world evidence validation studies are very important to us. We will render respective studies to better understand the impact from respective digital health solutions. Additionally, we will work closely with scientific leaders to understand how these kinds of solutions can be seamlessly integrated in a clinical routine setting. Other component is the customization of business models for various markets and to understand how to scale across tumor types and health systems. In this context, it is interesting to see various developments and reimbursement policies for digital health solutions in various markets. For instance, the DiGA in Germany. Let's summarize our innovative partnership on AI-enabled solutions again. The program must offer value benefits to all participants and stakeholders, ensuring appropriate time on therapy and thereby increased patient benefit is a must. Contributing actively and being part of the digitalization and data access discussion is essential. Ensuring access to relevant data and setting the right standard is a necessity. Collecting real-world evidence to address future HTA benefit assessment requirements is very important. Let's have a common look into the other case, now innovative partnerships in chronic cough. We are exploring partnerships to enable timely access to treatment for individuals suffering from chronic cough. What is the challenge in chronic cough? Chronic cough journey is lengthy and frustrating for all. A solution is needed to improve the experience on all sides and enable timely access to treatment. Chronic cough severely impacts an individual life and impacts society as a whole. There has been no viable treatment options to date. Luckily, future pipeline products are out there. Timely diagnosis is a critical factor for chronic cough patients, future quality of life. But symptoms can present in many ways and be indicative of other conditions. Our concept is AI-powered symptom assessment of patients connected to education and care navigation. We aim to increase awareness of chronic cough and empower patients to self-identify, engage, and advocate for care. An example patient journey is listed on the next slide. As indicated, the chronic cough journey is a lengthy and frustrating for all. Just have a look on the different steps. These steps result in a delay to diagnosis, averages of 3 to 5 years, causing frustration for individuals and clinicians and inefficient, costly use of healthcare resources. Several pain points need to be addressed on the journey. Low disease awareness identified is critical pain point given. Patients may take symptoms lightly, not know what their symptoms are indicative of, may not know when or where to present to doctor. So the team began exploring opportunities and capabilities to address these challenges. And in surveying the landscape, identified a digital innovation that could help chronic cough patients better self-identify and advocate for care. The concept is centered around AI-powered symptom assessment and triage tools. A bit of background of the concept for those of you less familiar. Symptom assessment apps have been seeing rapid uptake by users in recent years. When used in a clinical setting to support rather than replace doctors, they also have a huge potential to reduce the burden of strained healthcare systems and improve outcomes. There are several solutions well known on the market doing this work, and you can see a representative list on the right-hand side of the slide. Their value proposition is personalized and interactive chat asks simple questions to help navigate to what could be wrong. Symptom Tracker leverages AI-powered model to support assessment. Health assessment can link to education and recommendation on next steps for care. And this can be shared with the providers. Connected care options can also be leveraged. Direct link to virtual doctor visit scheduling is a possibility. To make that a bit more real, the opportunity or problem solved for chronic cough patients are identification, helping patients who suffer from chronic cough better self-identity. Awareness, educate patients and secondarily clinicians about the burden of disease and what they can do about it. Care navigation, reduce unnecessary visits, help triage individuals to the right HCP. By doing these things, we can reduce the time to diagnose and ensure we can match the right patients with the solutions that can help them. This partnership drives a win-win for all. It's not just patients that benefit from these solutions. Clinicians finally will have a treatment option for chronic cough and are better informed to make right treatment choice. Health systems pay less for better outcomes due to reduced time to diagnosis, like fewer unproductive doctor visits. Pharma benefits for a new and different way to reach hard-to-find patients and give valuable data insights. And the tech company, startup, benefits from access to pharma assets like MSD assets in terms of scale, customer knowledge, footprint, and others. Different parts of this system working together to create a better outcome for all. Ultimately, this is what we are trying to achieve in the triple aim of improved quality, better access, lower cost, and value-based care. Let's also be reflective on broader trends towards patient empowerment, personalization, and convenience. Digital health tools are an enabler to augment, complement, and connect existing health system infrastructure. Thank you very much for listening. This was Philbauer from the MSD Global Partnerships and Innovation team. I hope you have enjoyed hearing about our work with MSD. Stay tuned, more to come. Thank you.
네, 틸바워님께서는 MSD가
Thank you very much. He shared case studies with us. Capability of a tech company and AI were used to come up with the remote monitoring solutions. And he talked about the meaning that partnership has for all of us. And that's all. We had the 2 presentations. And these are the key takeaways. MSD's legacy of invention began more than a century ago, and we are committed to discovering, developing, and providing innovative products to you. And we are exploring several collaborations that make a difference in patient outcomes across the several disease areas. So we believe that partnership is a critical component that can drive innovation in healthcare. And we are continuously seeking to collaborate to improve a patient outcome. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us. And the contact information is on the slide. And MSD has become a partner for all of you in the bio industry. And thank you for listening. This concludes our presentation and our session of MSD. Thank you.